Hi, welcome to Twisting with the Balloon Guy. I'm Jackie the Balloon Guy, and today we're going to learn a design that most learn towards the beginning of their career. One of the first balloons that most people learn, I believe. It's one of the first ones I started off with that came in that the design came with the kit, and it's a design that all balloon twisters use. Uh, it's a basic design that still makes me a little nervous when I get to a certain part of this balloon. But I'm going to show you a couple ways to do it. It's a flower balloon, and it's like a nice sized the flower, and the girls love it. So this is one you want to have in your repertoire. So let's get started. What you're going to need are two balloons. That's it, just two balloons. Always use green. This is a forest green 260 from Sympatech. Blow it up to where you got a 2 or 3 inch tail at the end here, and then you're going to need whatever color you want for the actual flower. The green will be for the stem. I'm going to use yellow for the flower, and as you can see, I haven't blown it up yet because I want to show you specifically what to do while making this flower, because if you do it wrong, it's going to pop every single time. Now, I'm going to blow it up all the way, and we're going to let a lot of air out of this balloon slowly until you have about a 2 to 3 inch end there without air. Then you're going to tie it off and squeeze the air into the top. Now you're going to have to push a little bit back down because you need to tie these two together. You want a little bit of a nipple there, and tie it together like a circle. The hardest part of ballooning is tying the balloons. Alright, so now that you've got them tied together and you have this nice pretty circle, you're going to grab the end that you've got tied together, and you're going to take your finger and find the center of this balloon. Then you're going to twist one side of the balloon. Notice I'm not twisting this side, I'm just twisting the top so that we get a point here. Alright, now what you have is a giant pair of kissy lips, or a giant eyeball. You're going to have to divide this up into thirds to make the flower. This is where it gets tricky, and you want it to be nice and squishy. That's why I let all that air out at the beginning. If it's not squishy, if it's tight already, it's not going to work. It's going to pop. Trust me. This is the part that makes me nervous. This is what makes me nervous on this balloon. Out of everything I make, the flower balloon still makes me nervous after 26 years. Okay, that's saying a lot. So you're going to find in the third. You kind of just want to kind of eyeball it, and it's probably going to be good right there. I got it on the first try. I keep kind of doing it until you get about the same size. And if it's not exactly the same size, it's okay. We're not doing brain surgery. Leave it. I mean, unless you got one that's like really tiny and the others are huge, it's not going to make that big of a difference. So what I do is I will twist it one full turn. I don't put a whole lot of twist in it because I don't want a lot of pressure in these balloons. Like I said, it pops. And every time you twist it, it tightens it and tightens it and tightens it. So you don't want to keep twisting it like you would a normal balloon. And you're not going to have to worry about it because you're going to end up twisting them all together anyway. So go down and make another section, a third. And if I got this right, see how it's not exactly the same? See how it's off by about a finger or two? That is absolutely fine. Now remember, twist it one turn. See, it's getting a little tight here, and it's already making me nervous. All right, so you're going to take this one and you're going to lay it here. And what you want is to have all of them lined up just like this, okay? So they're all back to back. You're going to grab this end here with all the balloons in your hand, in the crease. You're going to grab it right there, your whole hand. Same on this side, and push it together. This is the scary part. I tell you, this is the part that, if it's going to pop, this is where it's going to pop. This makes me nervous. And if you got it where they're squishy, you're fine. If it's really tight, you might have a problem. But try it. If it pops, it pops. It might scare you to death. It won't scare you to death unless you got serious heart problems. But if you can handle somebody going boom, you know, and live through that, you'll be fine. So grab it like this, twist it together. One rotation. One rotation. It's fine. You want to twist it more, you twist it more. If it don't pop, don't twist it again. What you want to do is get all of them lined up so that you have a nice flower petal. Like I said, I've been doing this 26 years. You probably, if you did, this is your first time doing it, it probably just popped on you, okay? That's okay. Rewind, do it again. Let a little more air out of it. And give it a nice squish all the way down the balloon so that it has, the air is distributed all through the balloon, and it's palatable, is that the word for it? It's nice and soft, okay? You can even stretch the balloon a little bit by just grabbing it and just kind of pulling it, slightly pulling a balloon and like that with it as well. And it'll help it out that way too, probably. So, all right, so we got our flower petal now. We go to our stem, our green. And you're going to go to the nozzle, and you're going to make maybe a 1.5 to 2 inch bubble. Take that part here at the twist. Hey, I said that's a twist. I didn't say come untwisted. And put it through 2 of your petals here. Work it down to where it's in the center of your flower. Come to the back. Twist a bubble about 1.5 to 2 inches, and then pinch, do a pinch twist, a 1 inch pinch twist. So you're doing a 1 inch bubble, bringing the 2 sides together, grabbing that 1 inch bubble, grab it, pinch it, twist it. You'll grab it, pull it, twist it is the best way of describing it. So that it makes your balloon, your flower stand straight out, outward, to hold it out like a flower and it's not sticking up in the air. Excuse me. So now you've got the stem connected to the flower. We're going to make some leaves, and if you have any tip on it, just kind of give it a nice little squeeze by squeezing the top here and down towards the bottom. And I kind of push it against my chest as well, just to kind of get rid of it. Figure out where you want your petals, and do a twist, and make your petal however long you want it. You know, you can have it smaller, bigger, however you want. And you got a loop twist there for the petal. Now, what I like to do, you can make another petal over here like this, and then have the stem down here like this, which is fine. It's a beautiful flower. I don't do that. I don't know. It's just my preference. I don't do that. I always make a pinch twist here, so I make a 1 inch bubble, and then I do the pinch twist, and that's just to hold the leaf out to the side and in place. And that's all I do. Other than I'll grab the flower leaf and just kind of give it a curve, just slightly pushing up and rubbing it together. so it gives it a nice little curve to it. And then I will grab it, one here, my hand here and here, and I'll just give it a nice little gentle squeeze to it to give it a little shape. And that's how I do my flower. A lot of times I don't like the nozzle in the middle. You can leave it like that. It's fine. I don't know. Can you see that? It's fine like that. But I like, if I can hide the nozzles, I will hide the nozzle. So what I do is I try to take the nozzle through a different, in between different petals. Just pull it to the back and then pull it around one of the petals and leave it inside one of the petals where you can't see it. And it just gives it that finished look to it. It doesn't really matter what side the petal's on. But see how it's got a nice finished look instead of a sloppy nozzle there. It's like I said, it's personal preference. For time, if you got a line of kids, don't bother. Leave it. They aren't going to care that there's a nozzle there. It's just a little extra piece to the flower. So there's that. And something I tend to do all the time is I'll tell the kids, I'll be like, I'll say, isn't it a pretty flower? Smell it. Does it smell like a flower? And of course they'll smell it, and it smells like latex. Okay, it does not smell good. Sometimes you'll have a kid go, yeah. I'll go, you just lied to me. That don't smell like no flower. And of course it gets a giggle. And I always take it back, and I've got a little bottle, a little spray bottle that I got, I think at Michael's. And also at Michael's they have these candle scent bottles. It's liquid, and I put like a little bit of it in the bottom, and I filled the rest with water and shook it up. And this is a rose scent, and I will spray it on the flower, and it gives it a nice smell to it. And it's just a little extra thing that I do to make it different, because who would think about putting a scent on a balloon? And I say, now smell it. And then they'll smell it, and they're like, oh. And I was like, smell like a flower now? Mm-hmm. But people are like, oh, wow. Every time. I mean, just a simple little spray, it makes a big difference. I don't understand it. But any little extra effort you do for people, the more they like it. And sometimes it helps in other ways too. Not that I really do it for that. I mean, it helps to keep doing it for getting some of that, but I really like to do it to see the smiles on the faces of the kids, because that's what I'm all about. I love kids to death, and anything I can do to make a kid smile, especially these days, I try to do it, and you should too. And that's one of the best things about doing balloons, is you get to put smiles on the faces of kids and brighten the days of adults or kids of all ages, because some of us just don't grow up. I don't know anyone like that, but some of us just never grow up, and that's fine too. And it's the only way to live. Now, if you do it and it pops, keep trying. Don't give up. Don't get discouraged. You're never gonna get it if you stop trying. If it's worth doing, it's worth trying over and over and over until you get it right. And the flower, you can see, it's a nice little design. And I'm going to show you another way of doing the petals while I'm thinking about it. Let me grab a pink. I didn't have this ready. This takes a little bit longer. The reason I started doing it, the 6-petal flower like this again, is because it don't take as long. But you blow up a balloon about halfway of the balloon, leaving about an 8 to 10 inch tail. I think I did a little too much there. But take the balloon, just give it a little stretch. Don't pull too hard, just a little stretch. Give it a little fold about about a hand's width, and do a loop twist. What you want to do is just keep doing the same size loop twists until you get to 6 petals, or you run out of balloon. 5-petal balloon is fine. 7 not 7 balloons. 5 petals, 6 petals, 4 petals, whatever. It doesn't matter. Just keep doing it, and if you do it individually, look. Same thing. It just takes a little longer. I mean, it didn't take a little longer this time because I was explaining the other one. But if you do it the other way, you can do it in seconds. But you got to be careful and you got to get used to it. This way takes longer, but you can make it look exactly the same. You have extra here, get rid of it. Boop. Done. Then you put your stem on this, and it's the exact same thing. Goes through the whole routine with the smell of the flower and everything else. That's the other way of making it flower petals. I know I did that quick, but all you're doing is making loop twist, loop twist, loop twist, loop twist, loop twist, loop twist, popping the remaining, tie it off if you have to. Most of the time you don't have to, and you just arrange it and do the flower. And that's it. Keep twisting.